What's up, guys? Ground Peters IFB Pro here. I'm just gonna go through the questions that I received from you guys, and hopefully, I can answer them as best I can. So, the first one: what is it like working and living in Bali? It's now been 9 months. To be honest, I come from Africa, so what's really kept me thriving here is being amongst the people that are so grateful. Being a third world country, not that we should put everyone in a description of a box, but they're not materialistic, and they're always full of joy, happy, and not judgmental. So, and it's a beautiful place. There's so much greenery around, and everyone seems to be on the same journey of self-development, love, joy, kindness. Second, how did you get started in the fitness industry? Well, I used to play rugby back in NZ, so and I at competitive level, and I got hurt and I dislocated my shoulder, and sort of got into the gym. And as I was training, and I had really good genetics, so at the age of 18, 19, and I put on muscle quite fast and got strong quite fast, and I quite enjoyed not having to be injured and sore every weekend after playing a game. So that's what got me into the fitness industry. How often do you work out? Well, it depends if I'm getting ready for a show. If it's just maintenance, like right now, it's just maintenance. I probably work out about 4 to 5 times a week. Cardio, I don't class as working out, neither do I count mobility as working out either. Those are things that we should be doing just to keep our overall body and mind in a healthy state. Do you have any testimonials? Yes, I do have a ton of testimonials, word and video form as well as written form. If you go to my website, it is www.grantpeterser.com.au. So www.grantpeterse.com.au. And if you scroll down, you'll see that up top there's a bar called testimonials. Click on there and you'll see them all. Cool. How long does it take to see good results? Well, that ultimately depends on how well you follow my nutrition training plans and mindset or lifestyle plans. Okay, I have now included in what I do not only programming in terms of changing the outer being with nutrition and training, but I have found that you will see change and feel change twice as fast when you know how to use your mind to achieve a result, when you have a specific purpose or desire fueled by motives. Okay, hopefully that answers the question. There's so many variables, but a lot of my clients, as you'll see in the testimonials, get amazing results within 12 weeks. How can I book a few sessions with you? Well, what can you bench press? To be honest with you, I haven't done bench press or max bench press for a long time because I actually just sustained a pec tear. Now a lot of it you won't be able to see, but there is where I had a grade 2 major tear, almost came off the bone. And when you look at studies, a lot being done with bench pressing, that's where a lot of pec tears occur, because your hands are in a fixed position and has to follow that motion with the bar. Whereas when you use dumbbells or free weights, it is free to move in its own range of motion, which is put on by your genetic makeup. So my heaviest bench that I would have done would have been probably for about 6 reps, would have been about 220 I think 220, 230. What's that? 5 plates on each side. 5 times 2 is 100. 220. Yeah. Which supplements do you recommend? Again, that question is, what is your goal? There are so many supplements out there, but what is your goal? What do you want to achieve? And supplements are not really going to do anything that great if your nutrition is not on point or calculated specifically for your lifestyle and your goals and your training and your mindset. After that, supplements come into play. So if you think you're just going to take supplements, things are just going to happen overnight. No, that's probably about a 10 to 15% difference once you put everything else in motion. But if you wanted to burn body fat, most important ones I would say is obviously your protein, acetyl-L-carnitine, chromium picolinate. Those are the ones that I have most of my clients on trying to lose body fat to gain muscle mass. Protein, creatine, and I would also add L-carnitine in there because it's efficient to use in your fat stores as a source of fuel. And L-arginine is an amino acid to promote blood flow, but also what it does increases your natural growth hormone, which allows for better recovery and also burning fat. Is HIIT better than normal cardio? Well, it depends. Again, there's so many variables. HIIT is a faster way of, yes, burning body fat, but if you're doing HIIT properly, you should also be stimulating the muscle. When you say cardio, what are you talking about? Aerobic training or steady state? Because aerobic training is going to potentially sacrifice muscle mass, where steady state, you're not really. It's your body is in a fat burning zone, but not that high that you're actually going to metabolize muscle for fuel. So my clients have very short periods of HIIT interval training in their programs, as well as some steady state for mindset development if you go and do it, you listen to podcasts and stuff. So there's a variable depending, again, what you're trying to achieve, what your goal is. All right. When is better time to work out, morning or evening? There's no time that is better than other. It depends on, again, your lifestyle and how your body functions. Some love the mornings, some can do that, some love the evenings. If you're wanting to build muscle and particularly build strength, most important thing is that your muscle is full of glycogen when you go and train. So if in the morning you are pretty flat and you've depleted a lot of glycogen from the energy being used while you're sleeping, your metabolism still goes. It slows down while you're sleeping, but it's still functioning. Then you're best to get 1 to 2 meals in to replace that glycogen before you go to training. Otherwise, you're just going to use your muscle as a source of fuel. That's especially, I don't understand how people can do fasted cardio or fasted training, because you're just going to break down muscle mass for fuel. You'll decrease weight on the scale, but that's because you're losing muscle, not so much fat. Obviously, some fat, but muscle is predominantly what you're losing. That's why you've seen it drop so fast. And the negative about that is when your muscle mass goes down and your body fat is not equaling that, your percentage body fat actually goes up. So your metabolism slows down even more. Okay, when is a better answer that? How many meals per day is good to eat? If you want a healthy metabolism or good functioning, functioning metabolism, a recommendation of 5 meals a day. Now, they don't have to be massive meals that you'd have for dinner and stuff like that. For example, my clients would have, your breakfast, then you'd have a snack meal, which is a piece of fruit, water, especially mid-morning. Lunchtime, you'd have another good, decent meal, which is, if you have eggs on toast, or tuna and rice. And then mid-afternoon, again, around 2 to 3 o'clock, another snack meal. So a protein bar, a nut bar, or a different type of fruit. Or if you want to have things like cut up some carrots, capsicums, and just have that with maybe peanut butter. That's a good source, very high antioxidants. And then if you train in the morning or night, you obviously have your shake. I don't really count a shake as a meal. It's just really to replace what you've taken out. And then for dinner, you'd have a good, solid meal again, which is either red meat or chicken with sweet potato and your full plate of vegetables and salad. Now, with my clients, I always encourage that every main meal has bright colors of vegetables or salad, and then your 2 fruit meals. Hopefully that answers you. So, do you prep your food in advance? If I have to go out and do things, yes, I would prep my food, because preparing to fail only happens when you fail to prepare. So preparing to fail is a result of when you fail to prepare. So you switch that around and goes, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Okay, so don't make it sound like it's a chore. If you want to achieve a result, just like in the morning, you got to get up, you got to go have a shower. It's something you have to do. You might not want to do it, but you have to do it to get the result. You might not like everything we do, but sometimes we have to do it to get a result. Okay, start falling in love with the process and the journey, not the destination. Is Body Factory as good as it looks? Well, I mean, it all depends on you and your energy, right? I mean, it's a place that I love going to because the energy is good. Okay, when I talk about energy, I talk about the vibe of the people there. It's got really good equipment, and it's a diverse culture there. But like I said, to me, the vibe or the energy in the gym sets the tone of the environment. Okay, so yes, it does have awesome gym equipment. Yes, you've got an awesome recovery center with your sauna, your spa, your pool, and also your plunge pool, which is basically, or ice bath as well. And it's got the bar there as well, so you can have your smoothies and food right there on tap. And then it even has accommodation on the spot. So don't think there's so very many places that actually offer that kind of facility. So yeah, it's a pretty fucking awesome place. But again, it depends on your energy and how you perceive or expectations you put on it. How do you stay motivated to make working out permanent part of your life? Well, simple. I want to stay healthy. When we look in the mirror, if we do not love what we see, you cause crazy things that are happening in your mind. And that's usually what happens. When we're not happy with who we are, whether it be the exterior or interior, it affects how you hold yourself throughout the day. Okay, so motivation is basically knowing your desires and your purpose in life. And when you know these two things and have a definite motives, now motive can be doing something for love, doing something because it makes you happy, doing something for family members. They can even be detrimental ones, which I don't like, mentioning, which is doing stuff for envy, doing stuff for revenge, but I don't really like focusing on things like that. But that's a motive, okay? So when you are clear on your desire with a definite motive for the purpose that you want to fulfill in this life or this journey, then you will find the motivation to fucking do it. Okay, so it's just being clear of what it is you desire and what the purpose is. Because if you don't know that, it's kind of like you'll be stuck. And I think a lot of people are in that position. I was at one time. So if you're feeling anxiety, depression, just no motivation, procrastination, it's generally because we don't know what we want or what our true purpose is. And that is what I do in my life coaching now, as well as my personal training, is I help you find out what these things are and then set a plan to achieve it. Okay. Are there any apps you recommend to use for working out, or do you write down your workout plans? Again, there's no point in having an app if you have no desire or purpose, because you're just gonna be going through the motions and not really knowing where your destination is, what it is you want to achieve. And without a vision or knowing where you're going, how are you gonna figure out a plan? This is where people get stuck on how, instead of asking yourself, who can help me achieve this? So start asking empowering questions. Who can help me? Not how, and then you procrastinate because you don't really know how. Again, that's what I do. I help you understand where you are, where you want to go, and then set a plan to get there. Okay? And yes, I do write all my workout plans for my clients as well as myself, custom nutrition plans as well, supplement guides, and obviously mental lifestyle coaching. Are there any, how heavy are you? Currently, I am sitting around about 111, 110, around about there. When I compete, because I've changed now to classic physique, I need to be, I think it's about 98 or 99 kilos. So, yeah. Do you ever take time off completely from working out, or are you always in a routine? I'm always in a routine of a healthy lifestyle, but I'm not always in a routine of I'm getting ready for a show. You gotta remember, this is a lifestyle. I believe in that. I'm doing this to stay healthy and fit and grow closer to my desire and purpose that I have of being here. So every day to me, if I'm not doing something constructive to get me closer to where I want to go, I feel it's been a waste of my day. So in doing that, I need to keep my body and mind healthy, which is exercise. I need to feed it properly to enhance my performance in all those areas. So if you're asking me, do I take time off from training the intensity as I would from for a show and stuff? Hell yeah. After I train for a show, I usually take like about a week to 2 weeks off. I don't even go to the gym because the intensity of the training is so much. Also because I usually sacrifice a lot of time with family members and friends. So, yeah. Also with my programming, I do add things like a deload week into my training, because my trainings are pretty intense on your nervous system. So if you do not protect that and have deload weeks, which is a slightly reduced volume training, whether it be weight wise or rep range wise or intensity as well. So another one, do you eat cheat meals? Well, first of all, I'll just suggest that word cheat meals. I hate that word. Okay? Because when you say cheat, it means something bad. Again, how you speak and the questions you ask yourself impact your thoughts, which then impact your emotions, which then impact your reality. Everything has a role-on effect. Be very aware of the words you use to describe things or yourself. Okay, cheat meal, that just sounds negative. It actually seems like you're doing something wrong. I call it a refeed, a reward meal. If you've been following your plan 100% and doing all your training, I kind of liken it like going to work and doing your job to the best of your ability and then getting a paycheck at the end of the week or at the end of the month. You're being paid for work that you've done in a sufficient or perfect or your best ability. That's all that refeed is. And when you look at the science of cheat meal, I call refeed meal, your body takes 3 to 4 days, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, depending on your genetics, to readjust its metabolism. So if you're in a calorie deficit, you are going to have a recalibration in your body every 2 to 3 days where it adjusts to cope with the conditions you have placed on it now. So in a calorie restriction, after 2 or 3 days, you're going to realize that you put it in a calorie restriction, so it's going to bring the metabolism down, slow down everything, slow down the fat burning process. And how do we stop that from happening? Well, we increase the food again, basically mostly just carbohydrates, because it's a fuel source instead of fats and sugars. Obviously sugar is a carbohydrate, but just complex carbohydrates, keeping everything else staying the same. All right, if anything, decreasing the protein and increasing carbohydrates. That just resets the metabolism so that your body doesn't think it's in a deficit, so it keeps burning fat continuously. That is a pretty good question. Hopefully that helps you with that. All right, guys, hopefully that's been educational and you've learned something new. This has been awesome. Please, again, if you'd like to book in a session, if you would like to get a nutrition training plan, everything I do is online as well. So if you're not actually physically here in Bali, you can get a hold of me, and I work with clients all over the world where I write custom nutrition plans, training plans based on your lifestyle. So there's a few ways you can get in contact with me. One, send a direct DM to my private pages, which is Grant Peterson, IFBB Pro on Facebook as well as Instagram. Send me a DM. Or comment below, contact me, or I am interested, and we'll get a hold of you. And another one is you can go to my website. It is www.grantpetersa.com.au. Okay, so Grant, Grant, Petersa, Pieterse, or there should be a swipe up on this live session that you can ask to be put in touch with me, with Grant, to book in sessions. There's some awesome deals we have right now too. So one is the Buddy Up, which is basically you and a friend can come and train for the price of one. Okay, that is insane. The other thing too that you get with this, when you buy 10 or 20 sessions, you don't even need to have a membership at the gym. So you basically get membership for free. You're just paying for the training sessions. There's another cool, awesome deal that's coming. All right. So if you're interested in that and you want to know what that is, get in contact with me. Trust me, it involves some free training, free accommodation. All right, guys. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, if you like this, like and comment and subscribe, and let us know what else you would like to know. Have an amazing day, an amazing rest of the week. From me, Grant Peterson, IFBB Pro. See you later.